few years ago, Polestar showed us a concept car called the Precept. And it wasn't just a design study, it was a bold statement about the brand's future, a warning shot to other companies that Polestar was well on its way, and people loved it.
Now, normally concept cars remain flights of fancy, but in the case of this particular fairy tale, Polestar has created a quite striking reality. This is the Polestar 5.
First of all, a word on what this car is. It's what they call an F-segment car. Specifically though, it's being billed as a rival for the Porsche Taycan, albeit with the space and usability of a Porsche Panamera.
We'll talk about the design in just a moment, but because this is moving from the realm of fairy tale and into reality, let's focus on a few of the concrete details. They'll make two versions, a dual motor and a performance version. Both will feature a 112 kilowatt-hour battery pack, that's usable capacity. The top version will make 884 horsepower with 0 to 62 in just over 3 seconds, 350 kilowatt DC rapid charging, and pricing will start from 119,000 euros. So, premium. Now, I was very curious to see how closely the production car would relate to the concept car. And I've got to say, they've done a bang up job. It is very, very similar to the Precept. We've still got this split level Thor's hammer headlight, kind of indicating how Polestar is moving away from the Volvo mothership. We have lost this front wing that was on the Precept, designed to move air over the top of the car, but we still have this smart zone, which includes a camera system and also a radar sensor. Plus, we've also gained a very, very sizable front trunk.
What you're looking at here is a very usable 62 litres, smaller than the 84 litres you get in a Porsche Taycan, but still a respectable amount of space, large enough to be used for more than just storing charge cables.
One thing I was really eager to see was whether the Polestar 5 came with the same suicide doors as the Precept, and unfortunately, it doesn't. They've given us these instead. Regular doors, as you'd expect on any normal car, but I can't really complain because this car looks phenomenal, especially in profile. Look at the curvature on the doors, look at the muscularity in these rear haunches. It looks brilliant, and particularly riding on these wheels. 22s all round, and the design is phenomenal. Let me know if you've seen a better looking set of wheels. I think that is tremendous. Now, on the performance version of the Polestar 5, you have a black panel running down the bottom and also a black door mirror. We don't get the blades with cameras mounted on as seen on the Precept. We do get a normal door mirror, but look closely and there's also a little camera system which allows you to see what's going on around the car. Plus, at the back of the vehicle, we do get one thing that appeared on the Precept, and that is this charge status light on the back, which shows you your car's level of charge. Now, the back was always one of my favorite angles on the Precept, and it is largely intact for the Polestar 5. Look at this lovely light bar that runs the full width of the rear and then dips down at each corner. That looks amazing, but also contributes to aerodynamic efficiency. Apparently, it helps to separate the airflow from the car in order to reduce drag. One thing I haven't wrapped my head around though is the lack of a rear screen. I still haven't quite convinced myself that I want to use cameras instead of my eyeballs to see out the back, but Polestar have done it. I think it has a couple of advantages. One, it helps to reduce weight. Two, it helps it look nicer. And they have done their best to minimize the chances of the camera system getting filthy from dirt being kicked up from the back of the car. But let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below.
The boot is a respectable 364 litres. Not bad, but perhaps slightly disappointing given that some of this space includes the storage area underneath the boot floor, accessible via this clever folding section. For reference, a Taycan offers a little bit more in this area, over 400 litres, and the option of an estate body style.
The interior of the Polestar 5 seems like a quite pleasant place to spend time, I would say. I love the kind of combination of materials that they're using in here. It does feel quite premium. I'll draw your attention to one unique feature in this car, and that is the seats. Apparently, these were designed by Polestar, but made by Recaro, and they're trying to give us that combination of supportiveness and comfort. I've got to say they've achieved the support aspect, although the comfort levels might be something they need to work on, but we'll see once we take this car for a drive and spend some proper time in it. Okay, elsewhere, we've got a nice, big, driver-focused display on the dashboard with so much going on here. It's obviously very similar to what we've seen in other previous Polestar cars, but they've learned from what they've done in the past, both the good and the bad, and tweaked it specifically for the Polestar 5. That includes tailoring the user experience directly for this vehicle. The steering wheel has also had a little bit of a tweak as well. They say this is now more upright than ever before to give it a bit more of a driver-focused feel, and also the dashboard has been pushed backwards away from the driver to give you a little bit more space and to enhance the feeling of being comfortable in the car. Practicality wise, you're well catered for. You have 2 phone holders on the center console with 1 wireless phone charger and 2 18-watt Type-C USB ports. Plus, down here on the center console, 2 cup holders, and apparently these are deeper than normal in order to avoid the likelihood of tall water bottles blocking the screen. And a floating center console with a bit of storage underneath. And speaking of storage, we've got a lockable center console. So yeah, very nice, very pretty. Seats, we'll see. What are my impressions of the back of the Polestar 5? I've got to say, quite positive on the whole. It's interesting that they've designed this as a 4+1, so 2 seats up front, 2 individual seats at the rear, but only an occasional seat in the middle. So you can use this center seat, but because of this kind of lump, because of that armrest / center console, if you do sit in the middle, you kind of sit really far forward. So, yeah, quite uncomfortable, but you can, at a pinch, get away with carrying 5 people in this car. Bit of a shame, I think. Get rid of that, put a normal seat, and then we'd be talking. Okay, the other thing that's very positive is the amount of space in the back. So loads of leg room. That front seat's adjusted for me, and I've still got loads of leg room here. But this is notable, loads of foot room as well. The way the battery's been constructed means that it's almost been split in the middle, so you've got a gap between the front and the rear sections of the battery, and that means you've got these foot garages where your feet can go, so the floor seems lower than what you get in most electric cars, and that means that your legs aren't quite up as far around your ears as what you might get in some rival cars. The center console is quite interesting. You've got some storage in here. You've got individual controls for your heated and ventilated seats, and also your heating, ventilation, and climate controls. Plus, you've got 2 more cup holders, again, quite deep, right there at the front of the center console. The thing I like best about the back of this car, though, has to be this sunroof. It's the biggest sunroof that Polestar have ever made. It's 2 meters long, and it lets in a lot of light. It means that when you're driving along, you're probably not going to feel claustrophobic in this car, and it looks incredible as well. Look how far back it goes. In the Precept concept, it didn't have a bar across the back seats. This does, but it's been moved back quite far, so the sunroof just goes on for miles. My final observation though, these seats, again, made by Recaro, look fantastic, quite supportive, especially for rear seats, but almost too sporty. Yeah, I don't know if I want my family car to feel like a McLaren. Jury's out.
At its core, the Polestar 5 is built on an all-new EV architecture developed by Polestar in-house and made from bonded aluminium, providing extreme torsional rigidity that they say is on a par with a 2-door sports car. This should allow it to handle the enormous power levels, up to 884 horsepower and 1,015 Nm in the performance version. 0 to 62 will happen in 3.2 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Range is a promised 351 miles from the performance version or 416 miles in the more efficient dual motor.
So that is the Polestar 5. Pretty faithful to the Precept concept, wouldn't you say? I think it's going to offer a really good blend of looks, performance, technology, and that might make it a really good rival to the likes of the Lotus Emeya and of course the Porsche Taycan. Do you like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, stick around for more content. See you soon.